Ash says just one final thing to add to my wall of texts. Okay, you said it, I didn't. And he says, I do feel like I've lost that ability to have fun now. I'm happy to be able to make you and others laugh sometimes. But in reality, I feel dead inside. Well, you feel dead because you allow this feeling to seem and to be dominating your life while you are the dominating factor, not the things that comes to your mind. You have allowed the mind, the brain, to be the tune setter of your life, to be the leader of how you feel, your mood, your feelings. Just tell it, look, you're nothing without me. See, that's the whole thing. Without you, there's no thoughts. But without thoughts, there is a you. So you are the boss. And command it. Use your authority in action, in life. Become that leader that needs to lead you out of this whole bullshit of darkness. Like the mentors in Harry Potter, these thoughts try to destroy your life. You rise above it. You're stronger because you're the surviving, you're the species, you are the living being, not thoughts. Don't treat them like that. Treat them like shit. And now, on the idea of that you have lost the ability to laugh, well, let me bring this up to your knowledge. Has there been any occasion that when you're watching a movie or doing something that you don't have any of these thoughts there? Has there been a moment that you don't remember what you're dealing with, that what you have to do? Because right now, because of dealing with it all the time and constantly trying to reason with it instead of just simply ignoring it, you have reconditioned yourself to be thinking about this. So you've become really good at having this in your mind all the time. What I want you to do is to focus on the moments that you actually don't think of this. And when you don't think of it, you're perfectly healthy and balanced and happy. So it's all about if it's in your mind or it's not. It's not that there is really something that stops you from being happy and funny. It's only happens that you feel that way when you are thinking about these things, when it's in your mind. When it's not in your mind, you are yourself. So it's all about, am I thinking about it so it affects my normal being? Or when I'm not thinking about it, I'm naturally who I've always been. So it's about recognizing this curtain to be pulled away, because you right behind it, I've always been there, you'll always be there, the same as you've always been. So all it is to not think about this, not play with it, not give it importance. So it will naturally disappear. It only appears when you think about it, when you allow it to be concerned, when you somehow understand that this is not a reality, it is simply a thought-based, which has no existence, has no reality and actuality to it. It's illusory. And you're falling for the illusion of this thing being real. But it is not real. Because if it was real, you would be behaving like what you're afraid to be behaving at this very moment. You would be planning to go and meet and find and somehow find scrupulous ways and designing ways to meet that guy that you saw in the grocery, to become friend and sleep with the guy. That's a conscious way of being what you're afraid of being. But you're not that. You're actually thinking about, that bothers me, how can I stay away from it? Because these are all fear-based, that is suggestions that the thought has created based on the fact, and the reason they're fearful because you're totally against it. You're completely opposite of it. That's why you're afraid of losing what you love, which is your lifestyle, which how you've always been. So it's just fear that usually starts from the brain stem, the amygdala part. The anxiety and the fear, danger, sense of danger. Why is there a sense of danger? There must be something that you love that therefore it can have an opportunity for danger to be created against it. What is that? It's danger. What kind of danger? Danger of what you're thinking, which means you're opposite of the danger, which means the reason you have these fears because you are a heterosexual and you love what you are. You love who you are. And because you love it so much and you're perfectionist, you are constantly feeling the danger of what if I'm not, because you have an OCD and that is a doubting disease. Otherwise, there is nothing in reality and actuality. It's all illusory things that you bought into it because the sense of fear and danger of it is real. Because that sense of anxiety and fear is real, therefore you think the actual what you're anxious for and fearful of is real. No, that's not real. There is no homosexuality in you. The fear and danger of being one is real, is what you're feeling, not the actuality of what you're afraid of being, which you are not. When the fear, you can feel the fear because amygdala makes you anxious and sense of danger shows up as instinctively as animals, it's our animalistic sense of danger, sense of protecting myself. That feeling can come up for anything. Even you see a movie, but it's not real, but because that sense of protecting mechanism in the amygdala is always active like an animal to protect you. When that creates, whether the thought creates that danger or that danger comes and the thought comes, regardless of which is first, you simply feel that danger and anxiety, and because that feeling is real, you think the actual accusation or suggestion real. That's not real. Just a feeling because the fear of that thought is real. That is how we are built to protect ourselves. The anxiety, the fear, the danger is always fear and taken seriously because we are designed to protect ourselves. But because that is real, you think the actual accusation, thought, suggestion, and that you might or this or that is real. No, that's not real. That's a thought that couples with the anxiety and the danger makes you feel, based on the danger being felt, you think that what danger refers to is real, which is homosexuality in your case. And that same thing could go on for the homosexuals who may feel they're heterosexual, and that would be their fear and HOCD. So in all genders is the same, but this is all the play of the brain. Nothing biological is changing in you. But the brain is so powerful that makes all these things, as illusory as they are, seem to be real, because the brain doesn't understand the difference between actuality and virtuality. That's why with your imaginations you can do many things and feel many things. You can be, even a movie, you can be afraid, you can be happy, because those feelings and emotions can be created by thoughts. But the actual scenario and actual thing that the thought has created, the emotions, and the emotions are real, are not real, and they cannot be created by thoughts. You know, the thought can make you feel or react or be scared or be whatever. You know, I can think of something sour right now. The thought of that sour grape, that sour fruit, that sour green grape in the vineyard, the thought of it put in my mouth, and a lemon, start salivating, but there is no lemon. I'm reacting to thought, but there is no real lemon. I'm not having a lemon. So because the thought is real, I'm not supposed to be fooled to think there's actually lemon in my hand or the sour grape in my hand. Same principle, whether it carries this example properly or not. But as I just said a few minutes ago, the feelings that you feel or the reaction to a thought, because brain is so powerful, creates that danger or that emotion, whatever it may be, anxiety, fear, that could be felt, and that could be felt as real, like you feel when you watch a scary movie. But the act of that scary movie that made you feel the way you feel, the act of the suggestion of the thought that makes you be fearful and feel danger and anxiety of whatever it is that popped up into the brain, doesn't exist. It's illusory, all of it. I want to bring your attention to that. Once you understand that, then you understand it's a hoax that you react to. Smoke screen. No reality. But you react to it. Look, in the World War time, when the airplanes of the enemy would arrive close to that territory, the alarms would go on. You know, in World War II, in Britain or any other parts that they were involved in the war, the alarm would go on when the aircrafts seemed to be coming over, the bombers coming over the city. The alarm, boo, boo, and then everybody automatically would do what? Turn the lights off, pull the curtains, right? Turn the lights off, pull the curtains. Reactionary for protection. Yeah? That's what they had to do. And they had done 100 times. And that's the way they would protect themselves. And sometimes the alarm would go on, and because of the alarm, people would turn the lights and pull the curtain. But there was no bombers. It was a malfunction. But the reaction to the malfunction was the same as if there was a bomber. Everybody shut the lights off and put the curtains. But there was no bombers. So our reactions to danger is always the same. But because our reaction is the same toward the danger doesn't mean the actual danger is there. Our fear from the danger makes us react in a certain way, as we always did. Bombers coming, alarm goes on, we turn lights off and close the curtains. Now, alarm goes off, we turn the lights on, close the curtains, but there are no bombers, but we still react the same way. So when there's a danger that the brain, strong brain, powerful brain brings a bullshit thought, but then we react to thought as fear and danger because we are programmed to protect ourselves from such things, which is against our inclination, against our system, to each people differently, but in this case, it's against your system. It reacts, and when it reacts, you feel the danger, you feel the fear, you feel the anxiety, and that feeling is real reaction to that thought which the brain has made you recognize. But the actual what you're afraid and the anxiety and the fear and danger is all about doesn't exist. That's illusory. When you understand that, then you say the jig is up. HOCD is a fucking hoax. I'm not gonna follow my fear and thinking because there's a fear, there's a reality. No, there's no actuality. Because the brain doesn't understand any difference between actuality and virtuality. So on that note, let me have a bit of tea, and hopefully that would be helpful for you to deal with this nonsense. All right.